You know that feeling when you're scrolling through endless TV bundles and you catch a glimpse of an 85-inch screen paired with a sleek soundbar, and you think, maybe this is the upgrade my living room has been begging for. But what if it's just a fancy eye-catcher that ends up gathering dust? I've been there, standing in the aisle, wondering whether dropping a few $100s on a massive mini LED TV plus a 9-speaker soundbar is worth the hype, especially when you've already got a decent setup that works. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's break it down, talk about the moments that matter, and see if this Sony BRAVIA 7 bundle actually turns your usual movie night into something you'll remember. First off, the size alone changes the dynamics of a room. An 85-inch 4K mini LED display isn't something you can just put on a desk. It demands a space where you can step back at least a couple of feet to take it all in. If you have a medium to large living room, a wall that can accommodate a TV that size without overwhelming the space, you'll immediately notice the billions of real-world QLED colors Sony advertises. The mini LED backlight gives the picture a punchy contrast that makes dark scenes feel deeper without the washed-out look you sometimes get on cheaper panels. For a sports fan, that means the green of the pitch stays vivid even when the stadium lights are blasting, and for a gamer, the brighter highlights can help spot enemies hiding in shadows. The processing power behind it keeps motion smooth, so fast-moving action doesn't turn into a smeared mess. But picture quality is only half the story when you're sitting on a couch with a bowl of popcorn. The bundle throws in Sony's HTA7100 soundbar, a 9-speaker system that promises ultimate surround sound with 360 spatial sound mapping. In practice, what you hear is a noticeably wider soundstage compared to a typical TV speaker bar. Dialogue from a drama or a thriller comes through crisp, which is a big win if you've ever cringed at muffled lines in a crowded theater. The dedicated center channel focuses on speech, so when a character whispers a secret, you won't have to strain to catch it. The side and rear-firing speakers bounce sound off the walls, creating a sense of direction that makes you feel like the action is happening around you rather than just in front of you. Bass performance is where the bundle shows both its strength and its limits. The HTA7100 includes a built-in subwoofer, but it's not a separate, massive box you can move around. In a small apartment, the low frequencies are tight and punchy enough to give explosions a thump without rattling the windows. In a larger room, however, the bass can feel a bit subdued. You'll notice that the deepest notes don't fill the space the way a dedicated floor-standing sub would. If you love bass-heavy movies or EDM playlists, you might still want to add an external subwoofer later, but for most everyday watching, the built-in unit does a respectable job. Now, let's talk about where this bundle fits. If you're a cinephile who already has a decent TV but your sound is flat, or if you're moving into a new home and want a single purchase that covers both picture and audio, this is a compelling package. The integrated Make Everywhere the Best Seat feature uses the TV's acoustic surface calibration to adjust sound based on where you're sitting, so you don't have to spend hours tweaking EQ settings. That's handy for families where the couch, the armchair, and even the bedroom become viewing spots. The soundbar also connects via HDMI ARC and supports eARC, meaning you can pipe high-resolution audio from the TV to the bar without a separate optical cable. If you're already deep into streaming services, the TV's smart platform consolidates all your apps, so you won't need a separate streaming stick. On the flip side, this bundle isn't the best choice for a few scenarios. First, if your room is tiny, say, a studio apartment with a TV stand barely bigger than the TV itself, the 85-inch panel will dominate the space and could cause neck strain because you'll be forced to sit very close. In that case, you'd be better off with a 65-inch model and perhaps a separate, more powerful sound system. Second, the remote for the TV and the soundbar are two different units. While they both work fine, you do end up juggling two remotes when you want to switch inputs or adjust volume, and the learning curve can be a bit frustrating if you're used to a single remote ecosystem. Finally, the bundle doesn't include a wireless subwoofer, so if you're an audiophile who wants that deep rumble for home theater experiences, you'll need to budget extra. A practical scenario might help illustrate the day-to-day impact. Imagine a Saturday night, you've invited friends over for a marathon of a sci-fi series. You fire up the TV, the picture pops with vibrant colors that make